Hello everybody watching the video after the live stream, or watching it now if you're in the room. Oh, there's a whole bunch of you guys here. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna have a Red Bull because I'm kind of a little bit tired. I need to have my walking energy popped up. Let's see what we have here. Oh, Tina's here. Hi, Tina. The thumbnail is, I was trying to do an AI image of me describing myself, and it sort of looked like me, and then I photoshopped my face onto it. So it's a mix between Photoshop skills and AI. Hi, Brooklyn Born. Okay, yeah. Did any of you guys watch? Oh, hey, Reed. Any of you guys watch my 11-hour video I posted on the main channel? That was me just doing a experiment. I want to see what an 11-hour video does. Hey, Iron Addict. 11 hours. That's crazy. I posted at 4, and it is cracking me up that anyone who started watching it at 4 when it started would still be watching it by like 3 a.m. Oh, no. All right, this dude was stealing some stuff in the neighborhood or something. Interesting. Oh, check this out. Wanted comic books. This is my competition. This is why I don't get anything. Cash in hand. That might be Comic Station. Not 100% sure. But that's my competition in the neighborhood to buy comics. The video is on Pop Fun to Play. I wanted to do the Pop Fun to Play 11 hours experiment on that channel. Since that channel's dying, I figured that's a good place to experiment. Oh, hey, Funko Pop Asylum, how are you? But all I did was I took like my last 10 or 11 combined haul videos on Pop Comics, where I would take, I would take the videos where I would take 10 of the shorter videos to make a 2-hour video. And I took like 5 or 6 of those, and I made one long 11-hour video. It's not doing that well. The video is kind of really slow. Oh, look at right in front here. These two buildings are brand new. They weren't there when I started walking. It's crazy. Hey, Lars. Hey, Brian. Yeah, Comic Station. I think Bags and Borbs, he's doing claim sales for Comic Station now. But the video is not doing that great, but it's about on par with my very last comic video I did on Pop Fun to Play. My thought is that video bombed when it first started too, and it's why I started the comic channel, because every time I would do a comic video, it would kill off the pop videos, or like it would kill off the traffic because it wouldn't do very well. So I started the comic channel to separate it. So since this video is on par with that, the thing with that video is over time, it started getting more traction. That video has made me like $300 and it's had like 30,000 views or something like that. Oh, that's interesting. Checking out a good old wrestling event. So I'm hoping the 11-hour video, just like eventually the algorithm is like, oh, this is a long ass video, let's promote it. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I basically was just trying to experiment with a way to try to promote the comic channel. I'm trying to get more people to go, oh, thank you, Reed. I appreciate that. That's really awesome. Wait, I'm trying to read that. Oh, you know what's so funny? When you do a super chat with emojis, I don't see the emoji. I just see the description. It says, parrot character putting his hands in front of his mouth while blushing. And I'm just like, what are you writing? I realized that was the description of the emoji you picked out. Reed, you rock. You are awesome. So yeah, I put a 11-hour. My favorite TV Robin. Not actor-wise, but the Young Justice cartoon. I really like the Robin into Nightwing. Oh, Brooklyn Born, thank you. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. No, it's all right. I like a funny emoji. It's super funny to me. It's super funny. Oh, the light's on here. I wonder if they're planning on filming something in here. the light is on in the closed down diner that gets filmed in. Interesting. Yeah, no, I haven't been walking very much in the last 2 weeks. It just got too hot. I was kind of burnt out, a little bit overwhelmed. Videos I was doing weren't doing that good, so that kind of demotivates me. And then it was too hot to walk. And that kind of like upsets me too, because I was doing really good for 2 months. But then I realized tonight it's freaking like 70 degrees out right now. It's gorgeous. We're about to have a 4-day heat wave. We're going to be up to like 87 tomorrow, and then up to almost 100 by 2 or 3 days from now. I'm not looking forward to that. So I figured tonight I gotta get out and get a nice walk while the weather is gorgeous. Gotta get it done. I missed you guys too. I feel like even right now I felt a little bit of I can't do this. I don't know how to, like a self-doubt. The same self-doubt that everyone gets. But once I get on here and I see all you guys chatting and stuff, it feels nice. Air quality's pretty okay right now. I don't think there's too much smoke. It was pretty low. Yeah, it's good. But right now it's like the perfect temperature. It's 71 degrees, I think. It is gorgeous out right now. I need to do more night walks. I just have to get confident again in walking. I kind of get nervous about walking around in public holding a camera because I look kind of like a goof. I'm thinking of getting was it the IG 360 Go, I think? It's a new like mini action camera. I'm thinking of getting that to use for doing like in-store filming and stuff. But yeah, I missed it. I did have a lot of fun doing the 4-hour comic haul video. Was that 2 days ago? That was actually a lot of fun. I need to find more big batches of comics where I get them relatively cheap, because then that's affordable to me. That collection I bought on Saturday, I paid $300 for it. It actually had some really decent Golden Age and other stuff sprinkled in it a little bit. And the 360 is like $400 maybe. I'm thinking about trying to sell some of my GoPros because I don't really use them anymore. But I'm kind of like, I hate selling online. Kind of wears me out. Yeah, no, and that's the thing is once I get going, I'm fine. There's, I think they call it, there's a term for it. It's something inertia. With people that are on the spectrum, it's where it's hard to go from one thing you're doing to another thing you're doing. And that happens to me a lot where I have so much fear before I actually do the thing that I haven't done in a while. Like I haven't walked in a while. So I get a lot of anxiety with it. But then once I do it, I love it. I'm like, why am I like even worried about it? Yeah, no, it was an awesome deal. What's great is I just worked up a relationship with them, with Mike and Eric, where they sell on Whatnot. They sell at the sale for $1 a piece, and they clear out what they can, but then they just want to clear out the rest because they don't want to keep dealing with it because they have more collections to buy. So actually, it really worked for me, and it really, really worked for them. And it worked for you guys too, because I had a fun 4-hour, and I still have 3 boxes left. I'm going to add till next weekend. Hey, Mr. Brightside. And what was I got? And the video is actually doing really well financially. I think it's made $40 so far, which is like really good for the first couple days on it. If it ends up making like $100, the video itself will pay for a third of the collection. That actually works out really good for me. So what I'm hoping is I get to the point where I can find something like that every week or two, just so that we can have a fun giant comic book haul every week. Yeah, it's really easy to get anxiety about things that you haven't done in a while or you have never done before, and it's like really, really hard for me. But as I say to everyone, my best advice is if you ever want to do something, you gotta just kind of do it, because that fear will keep you from doing it. And I know all the time it keeps me, but I really love the idea of the walking channel growing to the point where I can walk around the world. You know, I would love to just like take a trip to Canada or a trip to Sweden or a trip to England or a trip to Australia and go comic hunting. I was just watching Lunch Money Comics. He's in Quebec. And he went into like a little antique shop and they had some like cool French comics for $3 a piece. I'm like, dude, I would have just bought that whole stack, right? It's like, I want to do that. So that's why I want the walking channel to grow. I want it to be a lot bigger. What I like is I would like to get to a point where the walking channel, I could do a walk and that walk can kind of pay for transportation costs. And then based on that, then I can just do a lot more. That's kind of the goal. So I have the excitement of the walking channel growing, and that kind of is what keeps me motivating. But that's why also with all my YouTube stuff, we got the street candy collectors out tonight. That's the thing, is the reason why I suffer burnout is that I have all these big plans and like all my channels are not where I need them to be successful. But as long as they're growing, I'm happy. But when they stop growing or they shrink, then I get really demotivated because then I'm doing all this work and it's going nowhere, and I don't like that. I don't mind the hard work while it's not really paying out, but I want to at least think there's at least a future will be successful. So that's why I get kind of burnt out. And that's what happened on the main channel. Main channel just got to the point where it's like losing 100 subscribers each month and it's just not getting anywhere. And I just think, I spent 8 years working on it, and I'll probably not get a play button, which was one of my goals for the longest time. So now I'm just working on other channels. Smaller goals. Walking channel, I want to get to the point where it, it's monetized fully. So 1,000 people still. We're going a little bit. We only gained, I think, 20 in July so far. So July's been really slow for growth. But that's also because I haven't been walking as much. And then comic channel, I want to get to the point where every comic haul video gets about 20,000 views. And that way it would pay for, like 20,000 views would have revenue about $100 to $200. And that would pay for like a $300 collection, because then I could sell off all the duplicates and make a profit. Which I've been doing crazy. I priced out about 500 comics into the shop yesterday. And I keep pulling out duplicates, and I've been doing a ton of sorting this month. That's been one of the goals, is just to sort as much as possible. And then another video I'm working on right now, which has been a lot of effort, but it's a lot of fun effort, is trying to win stuff on Whatnot. Whatnot wins. I don't know if we lost. I don't see any chat. I don't know if I disconnected or not. Sometimes I don't know if these things disconnect or not. Drives me a little bit crazy when it disconnects. Can you guys still hear me? If you can hear me, just say coconut. I do have to say the weather is gorgeous. I'm so happy I got outside. Another thing I'm thinking of doing is, all right, Tina's got the thumbs up. Okay, I think you guys hear me. I'm thinking of doing some Whatnot walks, right? Coconut. Okay, we're here. I just don't know if I lose you, because sometimes it disconnects. And there was that one night during the feast, I was walking around for 30 minutes, and there was like no one in the chat. I didn't know what was going on. It's because it just never connected. Technology can be frustrating sometimes. I wish I could just stream on YouTube itself and not need an outside app, because I think that just... Oh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. I didn't know you were in the room. Okay. Coco snot. That's funny. Mom, I keep seeing on Instagram and different places people that do AI images of... crochet things, and every time I see it I think of you. There's this one Instagram where they keep posting like grandmas with giant crocheted creatures. Like on her couch you'll have a life-size lion or tiger crocheted, and it's hysterical. I absolutely love it. All right, I lost my train of thought. I don't know. I'm just happy that I'm out walking. I feel like my body needed the exercise, and I'm just happy to, just be able to talk to you guys. Oh yeah, I was talking about Whatnot wins. So that's the other thing I'm grinding out right now is I want to win 50 different times on Whatnot and do a big Whatnot free haul, basically. And I'm up to 22 wins so far in 5 days. So I'm doing pretty good. Today I won 6 or 7 times. Well, I just put a lot of time in today while just playing video games and relaxing. I was also entering in a lot of stuff. And the earlier wins were kind of just cheaper, like $2 comics, a pack of trading cards, some more like probably dollar bin comics and a free comic book day comic. Just some smaller. But then tonight I won from Epic something. He always has really, really good stuff, but usually I'm at 21-22 so far, which is kind of amazing. But yeah, I won from Epic. I hope, crossing my fingers. Yeah, you're up late, ma. I'm crossing my fingers that it was the Ariel Diaz Venom cover from San Diego Comic-Con, because that's such a gorgeous cover. It's a 2-cover connecting covers. I'm hoping it was one of those. I couldn't quite tell because he's doing a lot of stuff, but I think it was one of those. If it was, I'll be really happy with that. Yeah, Epic Nation. Who's gonna get it? And so I won one for him, and I was really excited because his stuff, he always gives away really good stuff. $20 items. And then I won from now I'm drawing a blank. It was another bigger vendor though, and it was another it was like a $20 Vampirella book. So I was really happy to get actually 2 really good books today. So actually it was a really good day. I probably got $50, maybe $80 with the free wins today. I mean, that's almost like full-time income. It's exciting. Right now, I had to do a walkthrough. I want to keep going since I just won right before. No, I don't know. I don't think he's from Brooklyn. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, I wanted to keep trying to win since I won 2 bigger wins. Like, when you win, when there's 200 plus people in the room and you win, and then you go into another room with 200 plus people and you win, you know that your luck is kind of turned up. And usually when I'm winning better stuff, I try to get into more rooms. And so that's what I was doing today. Or that's what I want to do. I didn't want to go walking. I want to keep, trying to win and whatnot. But I was like, no, I got to go out and walk. I really, really miss walking. And I miss just hanging out with you guys while I walk around. So, Cool Kid and Allison have their phones and whatnot, trying to win stuff while I'm walking. I figure if I win something, I might get a pop-up. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I'll just, like Allison won a pack of magic cards for me the other day while we were working. I didn't even know she had opened up Whatnot. She was just entering for me, which is cool. Appreciate her. But it goes to show, I mean, I am using up to 5 devices at a time. I have my phone, the Cool Kid's phone, and Allison's phone, and 2 iPads open when I'm like really in the thick of it. Sometimes it's really hard to find anyone doing any giveaways, and then sometimes there's more than 5 at once, so it's like kind of overwhelming, and that's good though. It's really fun. Those are like over the weekend for San Diego Comic-Con, people are like left and right giving away stuff. Nerdy Girl, she gave away a 4.0 CGC Hulk 181. $5,000, $4,000 book, maybe $3,000, $3,000 to $5,000 book for free. I can't believe, and it was only 200 something people in that room. Come on, that sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like really cool stuff. I want to see pictures when you're done. I show all my friends, I'm always showing them pictures of your mushrooms and stuff because I just think they're so neat. And then, oh, thank you, Tina. Man, you guys rock. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I can't believe I was having that nervous, like I can't walk. Like I was getting kind of scared to walk. I'm like, God, is no one gonna be there? It's been a week. But like you guys have been awesome tonight. I love this. And we're only 20 minutes in. We haven't even hit our 30-minute mark when the algorithm really starts pushing it, which is awesome. Yeah, and I want to have fun. I like having fun. I love enjoying fun with you guys. So I want to try to do more fun stuff. That's why I'm thinking I kind of probably need to do some whatnot to catch up on all my bills. So I'm trying to think of maybe doing a walking whatnot where I just create a, a buy it now list. My mom lives in Maine, so I actually have not seen her in person in years because of the pandemic. I really miss her. But when I do visit her, or if I see her, or if I can afford to visit her, I would love to do a stream with her. My mom's got my mom's got a doctorate, so she's a very smart woman, and she has lots of interesting stories and history and all that. And I didn't even know that she had Katie Keene comics when she was a kid. I just found out this week. I think that's amazing. Oh, thank you, Mom. Yeah, send me pictures. I love sharing pictures. Or maybe little video clips that I can put into a video or something. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Trying to think of what else I've been up to. It's been so hot. Once it gets to 80, 85 every day, like 80 is a good day, and even 80 feels too hot for me. But when it's like 85 to 90 almost every day, I just get overwhelmed. Yeah, my mom is cool. When I was little in 80, I mean, I've told the story before, but in like 86, I think we started, my mom would take my sister and I and our cats to Cape Cod for a month each summer. And like, at the time when I was a little kid, I was like miserable because we wouldn't have TV. We'd just be like out in the middle of nowhere basically. But as an adult, I realized how awesome it was. I would go to the flea market. I would sell at the flea market. I would go to the beach. I would go see all the historic things and stuff. Yeah, it's hard to talk with the garbage truck. Mom, do you want some Katie Keene comics? Because I have duplicates. If you want some Katie Keene comics, I'll send them your way one of these days. Next time I send you a package. Yeah, exactly. Getting your body out is great. And I felt like since I haven't been moving, my body's been worse and all my health problems have been worse. So I was just like, I need to get moving again. I really start missing the walking. Honestly, I was doing it every day for like 2.5, 3 months. And then just when it got really hot, it's been really hard to do it. Plus, on top of the burnout and everything else I was dealing with, it was just very, very difficult. And just trying to figure out what's the best time to be awake. Like my body is, right now I'm on a normal person schedule, kinda. But you never know when it'll switch. I really have no control over it. I can try to go to bed more normal hours, but then it messes me up real bad. So I gotta go with the flow. I tell you what, if you wanna, I'll trade you a Katie Keene comic for a crochet creature of some sort. I could trade you a few and you could just occasionally send me like a crocheted Bigfoot or another mushroom or anything. I mean, I love those so much. I would love to have a collection of hundreds of them, honestly. So I could start sending tons of Katie Keenes your way. And they're not too, they're probably, the ones I have aren't in the best shape, but they're complete. So they're probably, $10 to $30. They're not like super, super high-end collectibles. The only ones that got really expensive are the low numbers, and there's a couple of more in-demand ones. Oh, someone's peppering all over the place for these comic books wanted. Book drive. Yeah, I'm not looking. I actually had a lot of fun last weekend doing the garage sales. I think I actually did pretty good in the one hot day looking around. And we sold enough to break even within a day, I think. I know I would love a crochet Bigfoot. I would have him sitting on top of a mushroom. Hanging out with his forest friends. Honestly, any forest woodland creatures, leprechauns, fairies, Bigfoot, any of that kind of stuff I would absolutely love as a crochet little version. Gnomes, love gnomes. A crochet gnome would be cool. Okay, all right, you take your time. No rush. All right, I think I'm just gonna loop over. I don't want to go too far. I'm trying to not go into a dead zone because I don't want to lose connection tonight. It always kind of bums me out. We lose connection and kind of kill the stream. My top 3 best as in favorite collect or favorite storyline. Oh, Green Man. Did you send me pictures of the Green Man? I want to see the Green Man if you haven't. Crochet Katie Key, that'd be fun. That'd actually be really fun. Old-time favorite comic run is probably Gru. Gru is the one comic book that got me to start collecting again after I sold my I sold my collection in 93 because I was so sick of all the foil covers and the bad storytelling. Oh, thank you, Lars. I do appreciate it. No, and for me, the walking channel brings me so much joy because it's just a channel I can just be myself. I can just walk around and get my exercise while hanging out and telling stories and chatting with you guys. And like, to me, there's so much value in that. Doesn't matter how, where the channel goes. I'm going to try my best to keep it up. I do get a little bit burnt out and a little bit of sadness when it stops growing. Just because I would, I would love it to be a much bigger channel. And that's not to say I don't 100% get wonderful joy just hanging out with you guys right now. Like, this is beautiful and wonderful to me. Oh, Action City's still open. They must be doing card night. Yeah, they are card night tonight. I think it must be card night. Yeah, I see all the card tables. They are doing a drafting night, which is fun. It's fun seeing a comic shop still open at 11 o'clock at night. Crazy. He used to not even open up on Tuesday, but when they started doing the card days, they just go for 5, 6, 7 hours, and I think Eric absolutely loves it. Oops. A little bit crooked. But yeah, no, I absolutely love the channel right now as it is, because I really appreciate you guys, and you bring me inspiration and joy. But I have, big dreams. I see other people with walking channels where they're probably making 10 grand a month walking. I'm like, I mean, in some ways it might be too overwhelming to me if I get to the point where there's 1,000 people chatting and we don't get as many good personal storytelling. So that maybe I'll have to do a secret channel if it gets too popular, just for all you original guys. But I also like the idea that, I could do a walk in one town, and what I earn on that one walk would pay for a bus ticket, and I could go to another town. Or I could pay for airfare, and I could go to another town. And I could, visit family and explore and travel. Things that I haven't really been able to do much of the last 20 years. I would love to be able to do a lot more of that. Because traveling is expensive. It's not something that's very affordable. Especially if I'm spending 2 hours walking a day and I make, a teeny amount of money. It's not like it's a very lucrative thing I'm doing. I'm just doing it because it's bringing me joy. And joy is what I want right now. But that's also why I've been focusing on the comic channel. Comic channel brings me a lot of joy, but I spend way too much money on comics. That's why I hit the point where I realized I was just out of cash for now. And that's why I'm trying to do the whatnot free stuff, because it's letting me do content without spending that much. I still buying a couple things here and there, but I'm really holding back. And it's also why I'm going to try to focus on getting just big collections for cheap. You know, the 3,000 comics for $300. That was a 4-hour big fun event, and it really didn't cost me that much. You know, the video itself will probably end up paying for a third of it at least. And then over time, I'm sure I'll be able to pull out $300 worth of books I can get at least $1 for. So there are just things I don't want. Oh, Reed, do you do that? Do you just hop on trains? Yeah, well, I mean, because of all my aches and pains and stuff, I don't want to do it so lowbrow that I can't. It's miserable. Not that going on the bus is all that great, but honestly, I really don't like to be on mass transit. So I want to work out something where I'm only on a bus or a train or the plane for no more than like 2 hours at a time, and just hop from like town to town, basically. That's kind of what I would love to do. And then figure out how to send all the comic books I want to buy back home. And the space to have them, because I'm kind of out of space too. Got big dreams. I just got to figure out how to solve them. I really need like a warehouse just for my collection. I mean, that sounds like fun. Hopping from train to train. Trying to think of what else I can update you guys on. The train ninja. I mean, I'm sure you're able to do it. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to hop on a UFO too. Maybe we'll have UFO transportation once the aliens are like, all right, we're here. All right, we're taking over Uber. You never know. I hear a little bit of rustling. I don't know if there's any street candy pirates out today. All right, what's new with all you guys? What you guys all been up to? All I know is the heat's been miserable the last month, so I feel like a lot of us have probably just been indoors trying to find ways to cope. That's how I feel. I feel like I've been coping. Really not looking forward to the heat wave the next 3 days too. I might have to do some like 2 a.m. walks. I do want to get back into daily walking. I don't know how to do it when it's so hot, because I just like the thick hot air just makes me fall apart. I just don't function. Trying to think. So today, I really want to see the Barbie movie, and I really want to see Oppenheimer, because I absolutely love Christopher Nolan movies, and I love I just love physics, right? I mean, nuclear bombs are scary, but I'm interested in the physics of it. So I kind of want to see both. I was thinking about doing a double feature, but I just can't afford, $80 per movie? For the three of us to go, plus popcorn and all that, it's expensive. Yeah, D-Man, I think I'm going to do that. I've had such bad luck with memberships. Like, I had Patreon for the main channel, and I got a lot when I started that. I started, 5-6 years ago. I had a lot of heat and a lot of negativity towards that. Like, oh, you don't deserve to have membership, like that kind of stuff. That, like, people, like, what is the money for? And then, people would be like, you should be giving that money to cancer survivors or something like that. And I'm just like, I just want to make fun content. And it's just like, it's kind of upsetting. So, like, that bummed me out when that happened. I had to actually block some people that I thought were kind of friends. They were just like, I'm just telling you the truth. That's what the one guy told me. He's like, I'm telling you the truth. And so I did Patreon. And Patreon, I really didn't get too many people sign up. So then I started doing the mystery boxes on Patreon, which was fun, but it took up so much time. I got to a point where I was spending 20 hours a week to make maybe $100. So I realized it wasn't helping the channel. Well, D-Man, I appreciate that. Maybe because you asked, I will set that up tonight. And then I'll figure out what I can do. Maybe I was thinking about doing it just so that I could do some private streams if I'm looking at some like underground comics or something that's maybe a little bit more of naughty, like I can't really show it on YouTube kind of thing. I know, it is a shame. It's so expensive. Like I would go, normally I don't mind spending $80 once a month maybe. Just, you know, have fun with the family because we love going out. But I am really on the last pennies and I gotta get my credit cards paid down, so I'm not you know, I don't want to pay interest on them. So that's what I'm working on right now. Well, Reed, I really appreciate that too. All right, I'll do the comic channel. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll do a 20-minute live stream for members each day as well, just like a little update. Because I feel like anyone who's a member is someone who really just wants to hang out with me and enjoys my content, so I could be less worried about it. So I could probably do that. I could probably do like a little update live stream on the comic channel every day. Okay, you guys have convinced me. Lars, I think I watched that years ago. My favorite movie or documentary is the atomic bomb movie. That thing is just with I'm trying to, did William Shatner direct? I mean, narrate that? I forget. But that was just a crazy documentary on the topic. Hey, Will. Will, are you dying? We're going to have Texas weather tomorrow. You know, I figure if I had membership on the channel, maybe I'll do just a small live stream, just a little collection tour update kind of thing. I could do that probably every day for members. Especially the more members, the more I would be able to do it. Because there's one thing, that's why I like the walking channel. Because I can just exist and have fun and not really stress about it. How was the Indiana Jones movie? I haven't heard the best things about it. I haven't even seen the Crystal Skulls one. I was just like, I don't know. The original 3 were amazing. Oh, that's true. If it's dry heat, it's probably a lot more comfortable. We're in just a stew of, 90-degree wetness. And it's going to get up to 100 by the weekend, I think. You know what? I got a new air conditioner for my office and a new air conditioner for my apartment this year, about a month or two ago. I absolutely love them. The best air conditioner I've ever had. I feel myself actually putting it up. I used to run my old air conditioners at like 68 and I'd just get really hot. My new air conditioners I run at like 74. Yeah, Crystal Skull. I didn't watch it because I just heard such bad things about it, so I just never felt the urge. But was the newer one any better, or was it like... No, actually, I think I can make membership on Pop Walks now because I think they upgraded. That's how people are able to do super chats for me now. Because at 500, I was able to get that. So I think I actually can make Pop Walks memberships. But I think I want to just keep this channel open for now and not do like anything special or separate. Just because I just enjoy that everyone can just hop on. That want to hear me rant and rave and tell stories, they can just hop on. Will, I think we're at $120 worth sold, which is pretty good actually. And so I think my goal, I need to add up what I actually want to pay for you for everything. But I'm happy to see them going because I can pay you more for what is selling. And hopefully my goal is to probably in the next day or two get it all figured out. It's mostly the one thing that's slowing me down is the Argus Pope books. Those things are so hard to figure out what they're worth. AI. I have a feeling AI is going to be a much bigger part of all our entertainment coming up, and it makes me sad kind of. Because just with the actor strike and then the writer strike, I think that it's going to burn down. I think the whole industry is going to change. It has a way to go, but here's the thing. It's going so fast. Amazingly fast. When I first used it to make images, I mean, I use it every day now for all my thumbnails. Every single thumbnail on this channel is all AI generated. Today's thumbnail was I tried to have Bard like I described what I look like, and then I fed that into Bard, and then Bard wrote me the prompt for Midjourney, and then I put it into Midjourney, and it made an image that looked kind of like me, but not quite right. So then I photoshopped my face onto the image, and it turned out pretty fun looking. The cool kid was laughing his ass off at it. He said I had to put it on the fridge because I printed it out. And then Allison's like, "What is this? That's your face, but that's not you." I'm like, "Yeah, it's an AI with a Photoshop my face onto it." The thing is, with AI too, it's the corporations aren't doing as good of a job as some people are. I can't tell. Like with the Mandalorian, they when they did Mark Hamill, it was okay, but then someone else used a better AI and figured it out and worked it better. So they actually ended up hiring that guy because he did a much better job than the previous one. But yeah, no, AI is just starting. It's exponentially growing. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be able just to create whatever content you want on the fly. You want to see Indiana Jones #6? You're just going to, ask for it. They make it for you, and it's going to be probably better than any Indiana Jones you've ever seen. Yeah, no, I could have photoshopped the hair and toned it down because my hair is not that red at all. But I just thought it was kind of funny looking because I was just going to use a standard like late at night in Williamsburg image. But I was like, nah, I'm just going to use a thumbnail that looked kind of funny because I don't know, it's fun. It's fun playing around with it. But what I have to say is a year ago when I first started doing AI images, they were kind of janky. And then within 6 months, they were like really amazing actually. And when I played with AI images, AI video, I feel like video is where images was a year ago. So a year from now, AI video is actually going to be pretty decent. People will be able to create probably like 5-minute short movies that are, it's going to use some tweaking and editing, just like photoshopping. But people are going to be able to make some really amazing videos, I think. There was I forget the name of the app, but there was actually a really, really funny app that came out about 6 months ago where you can put your face onto famous actors in different scenes. So Cool Kid and I have all these funny videos where like he's The Rock and he comes into the arena to wrestle some other dude and the other dude's me. It was actually really funny. And then there's, I think we did Edward Scissorhands and the Cool Kid is Edward and I'm the Winona Ryder character and it's hysterical. Hey Karen, how are you? So that was actually cool. So there's a lot of little apps and things like that will do silly AI-based moderation kind of stuff. But just watch a year from now, AI, especially with all the writers and actors being on strike, we might just be watching AI content. It's actually kind of sad to me. Yeah, well, they probably had someone actually animating it more than AI or something like that, which would probably make it look more like a bad video game. I don't know. But then again, you use full-on AI, you're not actually hiring someone to do the job, so maybe slightly bad computer generation is better than perfection. Yeah, I saw there was, in Japan, they did a manga that was AI-based, and it looks like trash. It looks like AI from about a year ago. But AI is so much better. I was talking to Mike about AI when he dropped off those comics, and then I created an image kind of based on our conversation, and it only took me like 5 minutes. I could probably actually put together a cool looking graphic novel in like a week, which I might do something like that actually, just for the fun of it, because I think the quality of Amazon's print-on-demand book service is pretty good for color stuff now. So I'm thinking of doing some print-on-demand stuff just for the fun of it, just to see how it comes out. But that's a whole other part. I added like so many projects to my mind. It's like overwhelming the amount of things I want to do. For the most part, I just need to get videos coming out because that's the thing I like the most. But I do want to take all my art cards I did in the last year that I sold and turn that. The idea of the book I'm doing is, I'm going to call it something like 1,000 robot faces. And it's going to be all my art cards and then probably about 50 AI images based on the art cards, like using the art cards to inspire AI. And so far they're actually turning out pretty cool. I still have to do a lot more though. I've only done about 12 that I'm really happy with. Yeah, I'm working on it. The only problem so far with PopFuzz and the AI is I can't get the AI to recreate PopFuzz. Every time I enter PopFuzz in, it wants to make a new robot and not actually use PopFuzz. Yeah, I was thinking of that too, doing a whole graphic novel based on Street Candy Pirates. Like where they have to like have epic battles with giant feet and stuff. I think that would be kind of fun too. But that's the thing, if I can create like a really fun AI generated graphic novel in like a week, it'd be funny because I could do like one a week just based on what we're talking about and stuff. Yeah, the Secret Invasion AI intro is, or the intro is AI generated, but it looks like AI from a year ago. It actually looks really bad to me because it's the kind of stuff that you can do really easily right now. It didn't look like it was the most up-to-date AI. Like watch, I did on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram right now, I did one of my robot faces and I had to animate it and it like circles around a little bit. That's kind of the AI that Secret Invasion's used. It's kind of trash if you ask me. And it made me kind of disappointed, not only that they used AI to generate that, but they used AI from like a year ago. It would have been more interesting if the intro was like, if you're going to use AI for something like that, it'd be a lot more interesting if the AI redid it every time you watched it. So it was like unique and different each time. That's what would make it a lot more interesting to me, I think. Just make it something dynamic so that every time you watched it, it was slightly different. What if it's really well written, Lars? What if it's a great read about the epic adventures of a rat family trying to live on the streets, and maybe like, one of the parents get killed by a poison, and so they have to live, the kids of the streets. I don't know, it might be fun. All right, I won't do the Street Pirate Candy one first. I gotta do a PopFuzz one first because that was a story I've had in my head for a long time. I actually wrote it out. I wrote out a comic strip, or whatever you would call a script, about 10, 15 years ago. But I also wrote out key points. Like I grabbed a stack of cards and I wrote all the key points I wanted to have in the storyline without like just a framework of like I want this scene and this scene. And I was up to 100 different cards. I don't know what I ever did with them, but I feel like it'd be cool if I took those and I started building an actual graphic novel around them. Really, that's way beyond. Like right now, I'm thinking of just print on demand. I don't think you could do that print on demand, but The Secret Nim did have great rats. I absolutely love that movie. The movie was great, and then after I fell in love with the movie, I remember getting really sad that we had to return the rental tape. And then I was trying to look into it, and it was like $80 to buy it. But then I think, Mom, you read us The Secret Nim, right? I think my mom read us The Secret Nim book afterwards. And I love that too. Both of them were great. Yeah, I hope they're okay. Yeah. Maybe I just been too, I haven't been streaming enough for Socrates or Melody to see that I'm on. But yeah, Secret Nim is actually one of my all-time favorite animated movies. It's funny, I bought the cool kid The Secret Nim on Blu-ray. I gave it to him when he was like 6 years old for Christmas. And when he opened it up, he was like, wah, wah. He was like, he's like, what is this crap? I don't want to watch that. I don't think he's ever seen it. But I absolutely love The Secret Nim. Secret Nim is like one of the coolest, greatest 80s animations. Yeah, no, AI as it is right now does kind of worry me about, the Terminator movies. But that's just because that's what we've been shown all our lives. And it's also all this UFO talk going on lately too. Oh, I just saw a big bright thing in the sky. Speaking of that, that was weird. Corner of my eye, I just saw a big bright thing streak past. But all this weird UFO talk also makes you think about all the scary movies out there. So who knows what it is. YouTube is very selective on when it wants to promote when you're live. And it does kind of bum me out that it doesn't do that good of a job anymore. Street candy removal. So loud. Hey, Super Arsenal 009. I gotta get past the truck so I can hear my own thoughts. That was really weird just a second ago. I was looking at the sky and I saw this bright thing about that big. It went like that. It was really kind of freaky. Street candy. I don't think I'll be doing any garage sailing on Saturday because it's supposed. I think that's the day it's supposed to be near 100. First ever foil comic. Geez, I'm trying to think of what was the first one I remember. I remember maybe Silver Surfer 50 was the first one that, like, when I saw it, I fell in love with it. Either that or Venom Lethal Enforcer #1. Those were the two big foil ones that I remember first. I bought like 5 of each of them back then as well, thinking I would flip them. Oh, that's so weird. There's all kinds of weird. Well, who knows? Maybe they're here, and we're gonna have the big, presentation in the next day or two, and then no, Image wasn't doing foil. I'm pretty sure it was either Venom Lethal Enforcer or Silver Surfer 50s. The first I remember being all foil. There might have been like an indie book before that, but those were the first two big ones. And then I mean, Lars, if you just, if the secret name is something you just experienced, you're older, right? Maybe you had to be a young kid to really have it like affect you, I guess. The first foil comics I remember came out in the early 90s. Early 90s is when, before that, it was just comic books. Like even Todd McFarlane wanted to do variant comics for Spider-Man 300, and Marvel said, no, we're not going to do that, just one issue. So he did 2 versions. He did the black Spider-Man, and he did regular Spider-Man. So they took the second image and they put that in Spider-Man 301. So 301 would have been the alternate to 300. So they weren't even doing variant covers at that point. The first variant comics I remember were Batman Legends of the Dark Knight had like 12 different colors. I ended up buying one of each. And then, I had the X-Men 5 covers and then Spider-Man 3 covers. Those are the first ones I kind of remember having variants. But back then they weren't limited variants. They were 1 million of this one and 1 million of that one. So they're not rare at all. Trying to think of where I want to walk. If I turn right, I think we will disconnect. Actually, I'm going to go down this street, but we might disconnect for a second. Hopefully we don't, because I don't want to disconnect. I'm having a nice chat tonight. Problem now is they're overdoing the, like, I sort of love the new foils when they redo the key issues in foil. But at the same time, they're doing every key issue. I think there's like 50 of them now. It's a bit overwhelming. Each one is like $30. So it's a little bit crazy. Oh. We have a kitty cat. That's not a street. That's the defender of the street candy pirates. Or the fighter. Hello. Kitty staring at us. A black cat with a little bit of white fur. Cute. Cutie kitty. Cute kitties. At first, Marvel just thought it was just a gimmick, I guess. But then eventually they started doing it, and it was crazy. Yeah, foil's a lot more expensive, but that's why comics went from 75 cents to $3.95 or $2.95 for the foil covers back then. They were so expensive. And now they make those metal covers. Have any of you guys gotten any of the metal covers? I think I have 5 of them, where it's just like an actual sheet of metal that they printed on. They're actually really cool. I have a David Nakayama one that I had signed. I have a Dawn Mateague one that I had her sign. I have We Live #1, I believe, in the foil or in metal. And then I have like a bunch of Ninja Funk ones. Yeah, now in this area, we got the street candy pirate attackers. I think I always see cats around this park. So street candy pirates probably do not like to be out and about. Hey, Mo. It's going good. We're having fun just walking around, checking out the neighborhood late at night, enjoying the beautiful night. It actually still feels kind of sticky, so it's very humid, but it's only 71 degrees. It's actually quite beautiful. But I am kind of like sticky everywhere. I love cats too, and I think I'm kind of allergic to. I get asthma with them. And Cool Kid and Allison are both very allergic to them. The David Nakayama metal one I have is a Red Sonja one that's in red, and the red on the metal is just so striking. And then the Ninja Funks, I have like pretty much all the metals that they've done, I think, because a lot of those were only available in their Whatnot mystery packs. So I actually bought a lot of those just to win the medals, and I was pretty good at it. And then the Dawn Mateague was Miss Meow 1. That was the Kickstarter one. I bought that at New York Comic Con, and it's signed by her. And, well, it wasn't signed by her. It was signed by the writer and a couple other people, the interior artist. And then I had her sign it at the con. So it's signed by everyone that worked on it. Vinyl dolls. The vinyl pot, the 2-packs. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of those. Those I'm keeping. I actually really like those 2-packs, and they're not really worth that much. So I don't feel a need to sell those. Yeah, kitties are the best. I miss kitty. I haven't had a kitty in 12 years, and like when I was doing the stream, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, telling my life story. And when I talked about when the Cool Kid was born, he was watching that one. He's like, "You mean I could have asked for a cat at any time?" So we really would like to get a cat. We just don't have room for it. Yeah, I think it's like a stainless steel probably. I'm assuming it's a stainless steel because it's like a sheet of metal with the image printed on it. If you want, the next time I do a comic video, I'll try to grab some of the metals so I can show you. I absolutely love them. I think they're super cool. All right, I think I'm gonna go over one more block and then loop back around maybe. The super vinyl ones, you mean? Super vinyl. This is the fun street with it had like a mural, but they've graffitied all over it. I forgot about this street. The street is always cool to walk by. We got the fun mural going on here. Only problem is people tagged over the artwork, so you don't really see it as much anymore, which is always a shame. Super shame. I don't understand the need to tag over someone else's artwork. Yeah, the large pops, I'm probably keeping the original 9-inch ones. I'm selling all the 10-inch ones I have, but the original 9-inch ones I have, I think 4 or 5 of them. Those I'm keeping just because they're rare. I'm trying to keep all the rarest pops, but I've started to sell a few more that are slightly more expensive, just because I'm really enjoying having the big expensive key issue comics. So I really need to push to sell a lot more. A, I gotta catch up with my bills, but B, I would like to sell another like $10,000 to $20,000 worth and grab a few more really big key issues. Look, there we go. We have the bridge lights. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw the first time I saw that in the sky. That kind of freaked me out. But that just the lights. Let's take a look. No, that's too. Oh yeah, they're there, but you can't really. It's not bright enough. The funny thing is, it's so low. I've seen them what look like really right above my head too. I think it's all depending on where the cloud level is. But yeah, when I first saw that weird glowing light in the sky, it kind of freaked me out. Yeah, no, I love looking at really cool murals. Not like regular street graffiti. When it's an actual mural, I absolutely love it. Hey Alex, how are you? But yeah, it's actually really cool that you've gone back and watched some of my older videos. I think that's really neat, actually. Because, you know, a lot of that stuff I put hours of my time into, and then it dies out and it doesn't get watched anymore. So I love it when people actually go back and watch the older stuff. Because I know a lot of it, there's stuff that people probably haven't watched. Okay, this feels a little bit crooked. Wait, I'm gonna readjust this because it feels crooked. There we go. Okay. I don't know, for what it sounds like, there might be aliens here now. We're going to get that whole, the whole Congress report thing, whatever, and I don't know, a couple days where people are going to be talking about this stuff. It's going to be actually very creepy, kind of scary. But yeah, it sounds like what you hear about what they're talking about, sounds like there's a lot of UFOs. Who knows what they are, but there's a lot of them out there. That would be a little bit weird. That would be time travel, maybe. Very weird. I don't know. If you guys haven't seen, there's a movie called Primer, which is one of my favorite time travel movies because they get to the point where they start seeing themselves and it's like really creepy and they don't know, like they get so suspicious of themselves that it like creeps them out and like they freak out and stuff. It's actually really interesting. Yeah, no, it's super fun. A lot of the collection I still have. I've just been clearing out a lot of the pops because I've lost interest in them, and I don't really like what the company's been doing the last few years, and I just don't have space for them. So it's like, it breaks my heart a little bit selling them, but at the same time, I need the space, and I really want to get the comic channel going. So I kind of would like a lot of space so I can more easily get to all my comics. So if I want to show you guys something, I can more easily get it. Well, it's not so much it'll be redacted. It's going to be, well, I think what is happening, I heard someone on, I forget what channel I was watching today, but he was saying either they don't exist or show the evidence. Because every time they ask for the evidence, it gets hidden and doesn't get shown. He's like, if they don't exist, then what's the problem? Show the evidence. If they don't exist, show the evidence. But if there is evidence and they do exist, then you're lying. I think I'm gonna go over one more block and then cut over. I think it's gonna be weird and creepy though. I'm kind of looking forward to it though. You've been hearing about this stuff forever. I lost my train of thought. I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to go. I'm going to go over this way. I don't know if I remember that episode, The Serve Man. I'll have to look it up. Tina, after the live stream is over, can you actually write that episode in the description? Or I mean in the comments, so I can check it out. Lars, I haven't heard that. Where did you hear about the doppelganger stuff? That'd be creepy. You know what? Speaking of that, I just watched Tyrone Has a Clone. That movie was funny. I loved it. It was like a very like 70s style blaxploitation type movie set in, I couldn't even tell because it felt like the early 2000s, late 90s, but then it had like 1970s car and fashion, but then it had like more modern technology. It was such a weird movie. I absolutely loved it though. I love stuff like that. Kind of weird, goofy stuff is always fantastic to me. I'm gonna go this way. But yeah, they had doppelgangers in the basement of that place. So you're saying there's a lady version of me, so it's just me from another universe? I mean, I don't know what happens. Like, you're me, but a lady. I mean, that's like my sister. My sister looks just like me, but female. Doesn't sound like me, but looks like me. I wish I had my studio space. That's every day I just think, I wish I had studio space, because I would show you guys so many cool things from my collection, because I have stuff that's been buried forever. Oh, we got street candy pirates running around. Oh, we got a lot of them running around, kind of freaky. Invasion of the Body Snatchers was I like both versions, the original 60s version and the 80s version. I always say, for anyone who thinks they know everything, they have nothing else to learn, and so they don't know anything because they're not learning. I think it's better to realize that you probably don't know that much, and to just be curious and keep researching and learning. Then you'll learn lots of stuff. That's how I live every day. I like to learn something new and different. Sometimes, there's an animal that the cool kid loves. Capybara, is that how you say him? I never even heard of this animal before. And he's like, he loves them. He thinks they're the cutest things. I'm like, what is this freaking animal? I've never heard of this animal before. It was like the weirdest thing to me. And then, like, after he tells me this a week later, Fall Guys has an outfit of this animal. Like, I went from never hearing this animal or hearing about this animal before to, video games are getting outfits to wear of this animal. That was weird to me. I think, what else? The saying, it is what it is. I actually had never heard that saying until I was watching, I'm trying to remember, it was a YouTuber. Something Stacks is a guy in Pennsylvania that like looks for junk to sell at the flea market, and then he sells at the flea market. And he's like, it is what it is. And I was just like, it is what it is. I've never heard that term. Then I started hearing it all the time. It's so weird. I don't know if I've seen the 2003 version. I just remember the 80s version and the 60s version are the ones I saw. I don't think I've seen any since. Or maybe there was a sequel one, I think. I don't remember. And then, what others? I appreciate you. I say that all the time. It wasn't until last year this guy Omar that was telling me Pops would say it all the time. So I started saying it, and now everyone says it. Like, I had never heard that term, like, I appreciate you. Now everyone says it. It's just weird to me how things like that happen. Oh my God. That one's having a party. I don't know where it is, but it was like rustling. That's so freaky. I'm not too worried about the aliens. I'm worried about the street candy pirates. Those are what creep me out. Yeah, I think it's to know that you don't know anything is a good sign of intelligence, because it means you're interested in learning more and you're open to learning. There's a lot of people, especially sometimes younger people, that think they know everything and they don't want to listen and they don't want to learn, and then they have to go through the same life tribulations that a lot of us go through without actually listening to older people. But yeah, this year I haven't seen this many rats in my life, but this year it's been insane. A lot more. I think it's just because of the pandemic, they must have just went a little bit out of control or something. I keep hearing little bits of scurrying here and there though. I'm really happy I did a walk tonight. I felt my health going kind of downhill. So I know when I walk, it feels so good. It's like your blood pumps, all your internal fluids move around. You use your muscles. It actually feels really nice to get out walking. I need to try to get out walking more. Once every couple weeks is not enough. I need to do it every day if I can. I just gotta figure out what time of day I can do it when this gets really hot the next few days. And I have to think about topics I want to talk about, because sometimes I'm also worried about just repeating myself and not having anything interesting to talk about. So I think that sometimes prevents me from walking around and talking. So I need to start coming up with, you know what that is? You know what? I'm gonna use ChatGPT or Bard for that. I'm gonna start having it give me lists of interesting things to talk about, so that when I go talking, I'm like, all right, let's have some conversations about things. I think that actually would be a good use of it. I mean, I like AI. I've been using it every day pretty much. I find it so helpful for so many things. Like today, I was trying to figure out how to, so on my stabilizer, there's a way I can turn it, like if I hit the button 3 times really quick, it turns to upright mode like this. So if I want to do Instagram or whatnot, I didn't know how to do that. And I was trying to figure it out for 10 minutes. I'm like, I know you can do it. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I couldn't figure it out how to switch from sideways to up mode like that. I could not figure that out. So I was like, I went on Bard, Google's ChatGPT, whatever. I asked it how to do it, and it gave me instructions how to do it. It's like, you idiot, just push the button 3 times. It didn't say it like that, but that's what I felt like it. Yeah, eating healthier is really important too. I've been eating a little bit too much sugar lately. I can't help myself. When it's so hot, I just want to eat a bowl of ice cream. Last night, Allison got root beer. It's like a ice pop that's root beer with vanilla ice cream in the middle. So it's like a root beer float pop. Oh my God, that's so good. I ate like 4 of them. Couldn't help myself. But yeah, I need to eat more. I had a nice healthy salad today, and I had eggs and bacon for breakfast. I feel like fat is okay. I feel like growing up in the 80s, they tried to make fat a villain, but honestly, I think fat is okay. I think butter and bacon and eggs are okay to eat. I feel like I feel healthier when I eat those. Because when I eat all the processed stuff, I always feel so crappy. Hey, Darren. Good morning. Yeah, I know I haven't been walking as much as I would like to. I've just been so hot, and I've been kind of demotivated. So I've been wanting to walk more. I think I'm going to just start looping back and forth now sideways. We've done the 5 or 6 avenues the lengthwise. So now I think we are going to do the sideways walk. I'm also thinking, I said this earlier, but I'm thinking I might try to do some whatnot walking, where I'm just on whatnot and I'll try to fill up the bite now and not actually do auctions. And just see if I can actually sell a little bit, just so I can get a few more things selling. Honestly, I want to switch over and sell comic books on Whatnot and not Funko Pops. I'm kind of really sick of Funko Pops. But Funko Pops is also what I'm putting a lot in the store. I put probably about 700 in the store the last 2 weeks. But I'm just not having fun selling them. Whereas comics, I'm excited. But I have several hundred boxes and a ton of bubble wrap for Funko Pops. So I actually feel like I need to sell enough to get rid of all the supplies so I can resupply myself for comics. Lars, what kind of vanilla ice cream is it? Yeah, Whole Foods. Whole Foods of all kinds, I think, are so much better for you. Fair Food. It's hard not to pig out on Fair Food. Hey, Marlana. When the fair was over here, I was having the elote every day, or maybe 6 out of the 2 weeks, 6 days I had a elote. Oh, it's so good. I need to figure out how to get it now that the fair's not here, because just the corn with the mayo, with the chili powder on it, it just tastes so freaking good. Yeah, I have a feeling, because that way, what happens with Whatnot is if things aren't selling, I get kind of like agitated or bummed out. But I figure if I'm just walking, where I'm doing the walk and talk thing, and I'm just doing that, like if stuff sells, that's great. And if it doesn't sell, I'm still getting my walk done. And that way I can, maybe I'll cut back pop walks to 1 hour and then a Whatnot walk 1 hour. Kind of break it up a little bit, just so that I don't get too, like, I don't want it to be too boring, I guess. Just break it up and have it two things, or figure out a way. The other thing I was going to say or try to do is, if I get that IG 360 camera, it has like a little teeny camera about that big that you pull out of the thing. And so I want to see if there's a way I can do pop walks and Whatnot at the same time. That would actually be kind of fun. I gotta figure it out. I enjoy playing with technology, but every time I get something new, it's expensive. Oh, we haven't looked at the Empire State Building in a while. What is the blue and red for? Someone look that up. It's been a while since we've done an Empire State Building. Look, I like how there's one cloud above it that's kind of lit up. That's kind of neat, actually. Yeah, fair food. You gotta kind of have fair food when the fair is out. Oh, I like this. So above each building, there's like one cloud that's lit up. In fact, there's three clouds. So that Empire State Building has a lit up cloud. That building has a lit up cloud, and then that sort of has a lit up cloud. Looks kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I don't think I'm getting any notifications. I'm kind of wondering if the Cool Kid or Allison either have won anything for me on Whatnot. I have all three of them. I mean, I have the two of them with 3 devices on right now trying to win stuff. I'm just curious what is... this weekend, there was so Nerdy Girl. She gave away a CGC 4.0 Hulk 181. So I was in there. I didn't win that, but it's crazy that there's a chance that you could win a Hulk 181 and Whatnot. That's insane. And then Elite Comic Sales, I think, had a 3 video game system giveaway show. It had like 1,000 people entering it, so there's a very low chance of winning. But they gave away a PS5, a Switch, and an Xbox. Holy crap, there's like 3 chances to win a $400 video game system. And then yesterday, Comics Elite, I think, gave away a Switch. So that's like 6 or 7, well, no, 3, 4, 5 items, $400 or more that was given away this weekend on Whatnot. Like, it's crazy to me that there's a chance that you can win something like that. One of these days I'm gonna win something. But yeah, I'm having fun doing all the giveaways and trying to win stuff. I'm hoping to hit 50 in less than, well, let's see, I started on the 19th. What's today? Is today the 24th? So it was that 5 days? So I'm at 21 in 5 days, so about 4 a day average. So I need about 7 or 8 more days, I think, and I'll have my 50 to do one video, which will be kind of fun, actually. And we'll be curious as what kind of stuff, like some stuff I don't even know what I won. I think Allison won 1 pack of Magic cards for me that they opened up, though. Oh, the Subway, I didn't even know there was a Subway series this weekend. Or this week. That's fun. It's always fun watching the Yankees and the Mets play against each other. That's a weird pile of garbage. What was it, like blankets? Pillows? This is just a giant stack of pillows. That is weird. What is this, a hotel? I don't know what that is. I guess they just switched out their pillows this week. Very weird. All right, I am so happy the stream is gone without breaking up for an hour and 20 minutes. It's been a really good stream tonight. I was talking about, you know what that was? That, I think that stopped me from walking too for a few days because I was having so many problems with the streams. It was really like bothering me. I hate when the stream just goes in and out so often. I'm slowly gathering stuff for another comic stream on the weekend. I kind of like the idea of making every Sunday night a comic stream. I just have to figure out how I'm going to get enough comics. Maybe I'll contact Cheapside Anthony, see if he has something cheap he could sell me. Like maybe like 10 boxes of indies for cheap or something. Okay, Mo, good night. Take care. Sleep well. I don't think, when I'm done walking, I don't think I'm going to sleep right away. I'm probably going to still be up for a few hours trying to win stuff and whatnot and playing Magic. Or I still, you know what's really agitating me? I've been trying to find my authentication device, whatever, for my Blizzard account. I have no pillow fight. Pillow fight aftermath. That's funny. I don't know where my authenticator is for my Blizzard, and I've been really wanting to play Diablo. I wanted to play with the cool kids so we could play together, but I don't know where my authenticator is. It's kind of driving me nuts. I'm trying to think. I haven't used it in a while though. Like I used to play StarCraft like daily. I think the last time I used it was for StarCraft, but that was probably like 4 years ago. So I really have no idea where I put it. I've looked all over my desk. I'm trying to think, maybe I had a box where I emptied my desk into the box at some point. And so I gotta look through, like, see if I have a bin of random stuff. Lars, luck and love, that I don't know. It's hard to say what causes luck and love. As for luck and whatnot, you just have to enter a lot of entries and you'll win. That's just statistics. If there's 80 people in a show, there's a 1 in 80 chance. If you enter in 80 contests a day, you'll win. I don't collect Magic cards, but I never felt the urge to collect them, even though I absolutely love Magic. I don't even think I got the other day. I had a father trade in a collection of stuff from his son. His son was like, yeah, just get rid of it. But they used to buy from the shop all the time, like 8 years ago. But within the collection, there was a Bola Citadel. I'm like, oh, I love that card. So I was like sort of tempted to keep it. But here's the thing. I don't really collect things where the value is pretty stable. I don't really feel the urge like I have to collect Magic cards, because when I want to collect them, or if I ever want to collect them, I could get them, and they're not going to be much more. The only ones that have really gone up are the the reserve list. Reserve list stuff is stuff that's, they don't make more of, so the value keeps. But modern cards, they just keep reprinting them, so I don't really see the urge to collect those. But I absolutely love the game. I play Magic the Gathering Arena every day. It's just quick and easy. I put on a game. I do my daily quest to get the gold. Once every few weeks, I do a bunch of drafting to get the gemstones so that I can buy the battle pass. And I just rinse and repeat. And I don't play any net decks because I like playing weird, janky artifact decks. My favorite one right now is a Karn with... I'm really bad at remembering the names, but the gorilla that whenever you play a creature destroys an artifact. So I use a Karn, and I use the Karn to grab the liquid metal, and then I liquid metal whatever, and I try to destroy as much as I can. It's a really fun deck, but it needs about 5 turns to really get started. So if you've hit a really aggressive deck that hits all the right hits, it's almost impossible to win with it. But I still absolutely love it. And then I have a Paradox engine on it, so I can just keep using the liquid metal against lots of things. Play a creature, untap it, destroy. I've done times where I'll literally destroy 5 creatures and like 6 lands in one turn, and it's fun. And then I decide and then I have I use the card that every time you play a spell, you gain more life. If you, like the first spell, you gain 1 life, second 2, third 4. So I have one of those, and usually my win condition on that deck is usually you sacrifice it, and each player loses 50 life. And that's usually how I win with that deck. Or people quit after I start destroying all this stuff. It's a fun deck though. Hey Nicholas. I have 5 versions of it that I play. I have That one, that's an elf-based deck with the gorillas that destroy artifacts. I have one that's just an artifact-based deck. And I have one that's a life gain deck based on it. Those are my favorite. But I also have my decks I use for whatever the mission is. Like if I have to play red cards, I have a... I forget the name of the card. It's like a fire dragon, where every time you play it instead of sorcery, it gains +3. So I have that deck that's like a turn 3, turn 4 win type deck. I use that whenever I just need to speed through some red spells. And then for blue, I don't really like playing blue that much. Blue is too annoying. It's too, it's usually some kind of controlled deck that takes forever, and like you just constantly like, I counter this, I counter that, I draw this, I counter that. And it's like a 12-hour game. It's not that fun. I have seen it. I've seen it sell. I'm absolutely broke this weekend. So I can't buy anything. I spent like maybe $100 today though. Like I broke down because I saw some really good deals of things that I wanted. But for the most part, I haven't bought anything. But I've been in so many Whatnot streams this weekend, so I've seen all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. So far, I lucked out. I bought I won the Batman haha foil cover, the purple cover. I won a copy of that. I won the Ariel Diaz Venom cover today, which is awesome, and a Vampirella cover today. That's also San Diego Comic-Con. And I won like 2 or 3 other San Diego Comic-Con covers. So I'm actually doing pretty good in the giveaways, but I'm just working on it. My goal is to win as much as possible so I don't have to buy it, which is kind of hard because not every, like Epic Nation, I guess, he gives away a lot of really good stuff like that each show. It's hard to win, but every once in a while you do hit it. So his show is really good for getting that stuff. It just might take 200 entries to actually win, but he'll do 10 a night. So like every week or 2 you'll win something. Silver Surfer 50 and Venom Lethal Enforcer 1 are the 2 I remember. I don't know if technically they're the first foil covers, but the first 2 I remember on the newsstand where I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a whole new thing. And then the first holographic cover I remember was Ghost Rider 16, I believe. Yeah, I got I think I got the green one. It might have been the purple one, but I won it for free. So I'm happy with that. I would like to get the other one eventually, but right now I have very low budget for comics because I ran out of cash. So I actually probably have to do some Whatnot to rebuild my cash stocks and catch up on my bills. But I've been like really heavily trying to win on Whatnot. Like I have a goal of winning 50 different times on Whatnot so that I can just do like one really cool video where I'll probably title it something like I spent 3 weeks or something like it took me 3 weeks to win 50 times on Whatnot, something like that. And then I'll show everything I want. I've won everything from a free comic book day comic book to like $30 comics. I haven't hit anything really big, but the $30 comics are always thrilling when you win those. Gaming statues. I have a few gaming statues that are the ones that would come into like the deluxe versions. My best one in my collection is probably the Last of Us one. I forget what it looks like, but it came with the comic book that's actually quite valuable now, and like a steel book of the game. I do like those. I think they're kind of cool. I also have the Fallout set. It has like the armband thing in it. It's not really a statue, but still like a cool deluxe version. I do like those deluxe versions. I don't really sell them that much when people trade them in because I think they're kind of neat and underrated. So I kind of just hold on to them when I get them. Okay, let's see. All right, Hugo Pratt's Cordo Maltese. Lars, I am not sure. Like, it's not ringing a bell. It might have been one of those comics that I picked up just because I thought it looked really cool. It sounds like it's one of those like French versions that have like the bigger format. That's what I'm thinking of when you say that, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, as you saw on the weekend when I picked up that I forget the other book, but anytime I see one of those hardcover heavy metal related books, I grab them. I think they're so cool. I think they're really neat. Neil Adams homage Superman versus... Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know it was a homage. I still need the Superman versus Muhammad Ali treasury. That's one of my last treasuries. I still need to complete the set. Oops, I got a stone in my shoe. I got to do a shoe stone removal break. I'm trying to think. I don't look online. Just see if there's any foil covers that came out before those two. There's got to be some like indie comic or something. I just don't know. I just remember those were the two major ones when they first came out. It was like super exciting. I remember buying like 5 copies of Silver Surfer 50 and like 5 copies of Venom #1. I thought they looked so cool. And I was, I don't know, 14 at the time. I thought they'd be worth a ton of money. So I just put them to the side. I think I ended up selling them for a little bit more than I paid a couple years later. But it took forever for them to be worth anything. I remember finding Venom Lethal and Forrester #1 at like thrift stores and dollar bins for years. I probably picked up like 5 of them. And right now I probably have like 40 of them. I hold on to them because I have such high nostalgia for them. Oh, my other shoe has a stone in it too. All this walking is adding stuff to my shoes. Okay, let's keep walking. Oh, you know what? We didn't look at the book nook thingy. No, let's go up Bedford and look for the book nook. I actually haven't looked in a few days. It's every once in a while there's something really cool in it. Okay, so when I buy collections, I always buy them to try to be as best of a deal as possible. So sure, I've purchased things where I maybe overpaid, but it's just a law of numbers. I always tell people ask me like, how do you spend so much, or how much do you worry about it? My goal is to break even as fast as possible, right? Especially if I'm buying for the store, break even fast. Once I break even, I let stuff sit, and if it takes 10 years to sell, it takes 10 years to sell. Doesn't matter. There's no risk at that point, right? I'll literally sell stuff that I bought 10 years ago and make $10 here, $5 there. And it's all like, when I buy comics in bulk, I don't rush to sell them. I sort them in my collection. And then whenever I have energy or time, I pull out stuff to restock in the store. And as long as something is selling in the store, that's all that matters to me. It's not so much about flipping one collection as fast as possible, but it's just having a lot of stuff that I can constantly feed into the shop. Like yesterday, I sold 80 or 90 bucks worth of comics, and they were just old stuff that I probably had for a long time that I just recently pulled out of the collection and put out for sale. I'm not really rushing I'm just looking to accumulate and buy stuff for the best price, and then I sell what I can sell. And honestly, the more I can get, like the collection I bought, 3,000 comics for $300. Let's say if I make $2 a piece over a long time, that's $6,000 potential. I only have to sell a few at $2 to pay for the cost. So if I break even, let's say sell 150 books at $2, break even in a month, then if the rest of it just whatever it takes, it takes. I'm not rushing. I don't really rush to get rid of stuff. In fact, I like to sell stuff to the point where it's no longer sellable, and then I just donate it and get rid of it. But yeah, I am patient. If I think something will be worth more in the future, I hold on to it. I've held on to so many things over the years that were maybe $50 at the time that are worth $1,000 now, because I didn't rush to flip it to make that quick $50. Because $50 does not change my life. $1,000 5 years down the road does. Oh, IDW published it, Lars? Okay. Lars, can you actually mention, I don't know if you've done it before, but mention that series in the comments after this video or tomorrow. That way I can look it up. 15 was Glow in the Dark, I believe. I think it was 15. I forget, but it was a really awesome Mark Texeira cover. I actually got a 9/8 signed copy in a Spider-Man booth mystery pack like maybe 6 months ago, 5 months ago. Absolutely love it. I still love it, even though it's like a very common overproduced gimmick cover. I still think it's like a really cool cover. But yeah, I think it was 15 or 16, and it was glow in the dark, not foil. Super Arsenal, are you just interested in collecting foil covers, or you're just curious about the history about it? Because I'm trying to think. There was so much by, you know, the mid-90s. They were so crazy on foil. There's probably like 50 foil covers from the 90s. But Silver Surfer 50 is probably my favorite. That one was just a cool looking cover. And then Venom #1 is also a really cool foil cover. So Chris, did you buy them because you enjoy them, or did you buy them because you thought they'd be worth something? Hey man in black, how are you? Because I always say buy what you love to collect so that you always love to collect. Because if you buy stuff just because you think it'll be worth something, there'll be times where you get burnt and it'll really hurt. Like, you know, last year, 2 years ago, I bought a few bigger comics that I probably paid a lot more than they're worth now. But I still absolutely love them. I bought the first appearance of Falcon for $700 in like a 6.5, I believe. 6.5 or 7.0. It's probably worth about $300 less right now. But I still love the comic. I still think the comic is absolutely amazing. I also bought a Conan 8.5 for $1,100. That's probably worth about $700 now. Still absolutely love it. In fact, I love it so much when the price dropped, I bought another copy in a 9.0 that was slightly better. It's all about time in the game and not timing the game. So you put $225, and what happened? Did you try to sell them and you got stuck with them? I personally do not like selling statues because they're so hard to sell. That's one thing. I don't really put energy out. Like, I occasionally buy them for the shop, but I really don't go out of my way to get them. All right, we got anything fun in here? You got a Hebrew book. We got the Assassins with kind of a cool cover, actually. A whole bunch of postcards or photos. It was weird, someone just dumped all their photos in here. Nothing interesting though, a bunch of postcards. Okay, junk today, but still fun. Still fun. So Chris, let me ask you, have you sold any of it? Are you minus 5,500 or are you minus like 3,000? Like where are you right now financially on them? And what statues were they? Like what gamings were they? Yeah, I miss doing them. I was kind of burnt out and it was just too hot, but the weather was so gorgeous. It took me about an hour and a half to motivate to get out because I was so anxious. I'm like, I haven't done it in a while. I felt like, oh, I suck at this. People aren't going to want to hang out with me. Like I had, all those normal negative thoughts that you kind of have. I was like, you know what? It's too nice. Let me just get out. And I'm having a ton of fun, actually. Well, and even at $300 on eBay, you're losing like $50. So Chris, what I would do, okay, so if I was in your situation, got a helicopter. Oh, we missed the helicopter. What I would do in your situation was try to trade them. Try to move sideways. Try to move the statues into something else that would be easier for you to sell. I 100% in my mind, when I buy to sell online, I think about the time it will take to ship it, the energy it'll take to ship it, how long it'll take to sell. And if it's like big and bulky and obnoxious, I don't want to deal with it. If it's really cheap and won't sell for more than $1 or $2, I don't want to deal with it. I like to deal with like $20 items that I can pick up for $5. So I make about $15. That doesn't take that much time. Oh yeah, Mass Effect is on the down right now. So Mass Effect is kind of harder to sell at the moment. Elder Scrolls, maybe as well. I feel like it's been hard for me to sell Elder Scrolls stuff. It might just be wrong timing. That's the kind of thing you might have to wait until there's a sequel game or like a revival. But honestly, if you bought them to make cash on them, you might have to sell them at a small loss and just find something else to make your profit on. That's one thing you have to do sometimes as well. Right? If you buy something for $225 to sell for $300 and you can't sell it, that's $225 that's stuck. Right? If you can sell them for $200 and get your $200 back, you can put that into something else that makes more sense, and just think of it as like a college course. You paid for your education, basically. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was a tough situation. I would say the money you spent on it is gone, right? It's not like it's magically still there. That money is gone. So what you could do is you try to get what you can out of them. Like if you spent $5,000, if you only get, let's say, $3,000, $3,500 out of it, what you have to do is use it as a lesson and put that into something that you can double your money more easily, or maybe even more than double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money. I like buying stuff that can quadruple my money. Stuff I pay $5 in bulk that I can sell for $20. And then you just have to double your money and you're back to where you were, right? It'll take a little bit of effort, but the best thing is if you don't have other cash to work with, then turn that stuff into cash. But you can also see if you can trade. Trading is a great way to get rid of, like, it's an expensive statue, right? And there's going to be people that'll be like, oh yeah, I love Mass Effect. Oh, this is a cool statue. I'll never pay $300 for it. Or how about you trade me 40 Funko Pops for it? Okay, sure, 40 Funko Pops. You get $400 worth of cheap stuff that you can sell, and they get a really cool statue without having to do all the effort to sell the pops. You might actually be able to trade up, because a lot of times people will trade bulk cheaper stuff that has a higher value for one really expensive item. I do that. In fact, I don't like getting expensive stuff from my shop. If I get expensive pops that are worth like $200-$300, I almost always trade it for about 50% more in value, but cheap stuff that I can sell $10 at a time. Because A, it spreads the risk out a little bit, and B, I'm turning let's say a $400 pop into $600 worth of cheaper stuff that will sell more easily. But I have the store, so that's one thing, is if you have to sell on eBay, you do have to think about your time. But you can always trade a more expensive, better item for a pile of cheaper stuff. So if your goal was $300, try to trade it for $400 worth of comic books, Funko Pops, action figures, video games. Maybe someone will trade you a whole pile of used PS4 games that are worth about $400 for it. Then that stuff was easy to sell. Video games are a quick flip. Exactly, sunk cost fallacy. It's not, to me, it's not how much you spent. It's what else you could do with that money today. Right? I spent $1,100 on Conan #1, that went to $700. So the question is, if I sold it today, what can I do with that $700? Well, I can spend $100 more and get a better condition Conan #1. So I can get a better version for just slightly more. Or I could buy another comic book that maybe would have cost me $1,100 when I bought it. So I'm just trading over to something else that I would have lost money anyway. So it's not like you lost money. It's just, what else would you have bought at the time? And it's like college. It's a learning lesson where you will you learn from it, and you realize, honestly, my advice is don't buy expensive statues with small margins, just because that doesn't give you any room, right? And they're hard to ship, so it's like a lot of work. And if you're getting $300 before fees, you're going to pay like $60 in fees. So you're only making $10 actually, and then the cost of shipping supplies, you're actually breaking even at $300. So it's not. What you need to do is spend $250 on like a $3,000 collection of stuff, something you'll find on Craigslist, and then work on it. And then, like the guys that sold me the 3,000 comics for $300, that was their leftover. That was them just clearing out, getting some of their money back. What they had done. No, it's foil. It was foil. It was definitely foil. It wasn't embossed at all. The emboss was more like Valiant, I think, had embossed. No, not Valiant. I'm trying to remember. No, Silver Surfer 50 was foil as we know it today. It was just a shiny version. The middle image. Oh no, you're right. No, you're right. The Silver Surfer was silver. All right, you are correct. Silver Surfer 50 wasn't foil. Right, it was just the. All right, you are correct. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken on that. It was so it was Lethal Enforcer 1 then. Yeah, because Silver Surfer was just foil in the middle, and not the edges. All right, you are correct. I'm completely forgetting that. I'm mixing up the two. XO Man of War number 0 was more chromium than a foil cover. It's like a whole different other process. But that sounds about right. When did Lethal Enforcer number 1 come out? Because that's right around the same time. And then you had Turok 1 was also chromium. You had Bloodshot 1 was chromium, but just like the middle. But chromium is different. Chromium has like kind of a plasticky outer top on top of the foil, and it's more like rainbow reflective, I guess, instead of just being reflective. Lars, I love the Horde comics too. I sell comic books so that I can buy more comics because I want as many as possible. So I sell off all the duplicates I can of the common stuff. I usually keep all the key issues though. I don't mind having 10 copies of something I think is really cool. No, NFTs, so many people have lost money on that. So some people made a lot of money flipping them and selling them in the first place. But anyone who still has them got like, that was lost. And there's no intrinsic value to them. So they're not, there's no way right now to recover your cost on those. That just completely lost. You can't do anything with them. Yeah, no, digital products are awesome. That's why when I do my book, I'm going to try the print on demand ones because they look like the quality of the art books are pretty good. I like the idea of creating something and then having that thing sell over and over again. I did that on Second Life for about a year and a half. I created digital clothing and products on Second Life. My largest product, I made a giant sim-sized mall that you could buy for like $100. I made a cabin, I made some furniture, and it was fun. I still make probably $50 a year from stuff I made in 2008. Like once a year, I just like, how much do I have on that? Oh, $50. All right, let me download it and spend it, pay a bill with it. It's like found money every time. I'm like, crap, I'm broke. Where do I have any money? I'm like, oh yeah, I must have some Second Life cash. So it's super, super fun. It's fun just having something that you create, just continue. I mean, that's why I kind of like residuals on YouTube videos too. You make the video once, and if it's good, it'll continue to make you money for a long time. My 2016 1000 comic book haul video still makes me $5 a month. Right? It's like free money at this point. I just wish I had more. I wish I had like 1,000 videos that still made me $5 a month. Then I would be set. I could have my studio and everything I want. That's why I say with NFTs, if you use the NFT as the right to the item so that you can sell it or whatever, that would be a lot cooler to me. Like if you bought NFT of a movie and by that you have the right to resell that movie or copies of it, that would make a lot more sense to me than having one expensive digital thing that you own, but just like one thing. I don't want to get back into NFT talk again. I just never got it. It never made sense to me. I mean, you own it. You have it physically. You can look at it. You can enjoy it. You can sort it. You can organize it. It's a physical thing. So there's some interest, but it's not your true. Trading cards don't have the same intrinsic value as like a comic book or a DVD or a video game, which you can actually use on top of just having it. But, you know, cards, you can take a picture of it, put it on Instagram. You can trade it. But you're true, older cards really have no value. When little kids come into my shop and they see a pack of like, I don't know, Gremlins cards, they're like, what do you do with this? I'm like, nothing really. You collect them. You try to sort them and put them into a set. That's the value, is the organization of them. It's not like modern day cards have value. Yeah, so Lethal Protector does outdate XO Man of War. Yeah. So Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, that has a lot more intrinsic value than sports cards. So that's why I don't really like sports cards either. I'm kind of out of them. Eric, that is 100% true. I think what happens is I am such a collector and I love the joy of finding stuff, but you'll get burnt out on what you collect. So I think for me, what happens is I'll maybe for a month, I'll really be into Ziggy. I will go look for Ziggy in Italy, Ziggy in Japan. I'll go crazy for like a month on Ziggy, and then I'm like, all right, I think I'm pretty good. And then maybe I'll switch over, to comics. Although comics, I've been kind of on a comic kick for years now. I find myself wanting more and more comics all the time. So comics, I don't really find myself flipping out of so much. Right now, though, I'm kind of out of toys in general because I don't have any space, which kind of bums me out because I still see stuff that I really want. And there was like a small, Will traded in a bunch of toys last week for me. And there was one box of mask figures and vehicles, and those I'm probably going to end up putting into my collection. Because I absolutely love masks, and I don't have a lot for my own collection. But yeah, I think every collector goes through phases, and it's good too. Sometimes if you go through phases and then you really get sick of one, to sell it and switch to something else. That's the one cool thing about collecting is the things you have will have value. So if you do get sick of one, you can sell it and switch over to a whole completely different collection and kind of pay for itself. Like right now, I bought so many comics this last year from my Funko Pops. So it's not like I had to earn more money to buy the comics. I just had a whole lot of Funko Pops that I'm selling right now that I can switch into comic books. So yeah, it's very common for every collector to kind of switch through different parts of their collection that they like. And some things you'll go back to. Maybe every winter you go back to the same thing. Maybe spring reminds you of something, so you go back to that every spring. For me, Magic the Gathering used to be a thing I used to get into in March, April, because it was tax season. And I would get so stressed out that I would play a lot of Magic online while doing my taxes. Just like I'd do a page, then I'd play a game, do a page. It was distracting. But I got to a point where I just enjoy it so much I play it all the time. Just because Arena is so much more fun than the online. Online, it costs so much to keep finding new cards.
I said that so genuinely because Hobbynock is a business.
But like I said, I worked in Second Life, where it was a virtual world where I actually pretty much lived in it for a year and a half. And in there, you can have all kinds of digital assets that you could copy, you can make copies of, you can modify them. You didn't have to bring them with you. You could just upload stuff and you had it, and it cost a nickel or a penny. It costs nothing to do that. Digital should be cheap or free. It shouldn't be something that you pay a lot of money for to bring with you. In fact, NFTs are going to be so dead because AI is going to take over for that. We're going to get to a point within 5 years where you're going to go into your AI and you're going to ask for it to create some kind of amazing scene for you. And based on what you say, it's going to create a whole giant three-dimensional world that you can go in. Like, I can't wait. I'm going to say, imagine a collector's room from another universe of a guy who collects robots and aliens. And then there'll be shelves full of cool toys. And then I can put on my goggles or my glasses or whatever technology or laser retina drawing devices. And I'll be able to go into this virtual room and pick up the toys and look at them and explore this amazing collection and have this amazing experience that's one of a kind just for me. And then the next day I'll do it with a different collection. And AI will just create it for me. I won't need to buy expensive items. I'll be able to create new experiences. It's more like NFT would be like buying an expensive vacation, and that's the only vacation you can always go on. AI is going to create vacations that are different every day. Yeah, the Venom had, there's an error with no foil, and then there's a gold foil that's kind of rarer. Lars, I am so bad at remembering names, especially foreign names. So I might have it, Lars, but I don't remember. Actually, afterwards, leave that in the comments as well, because I do like to look up the stuff that you mentioned, because I just don't know about it enough. What do I got? So the thumbnail. So tonight, I want to do a fun thumbnail for walking around, but I just did my normal AI thumbnail. It just looked like the neighborhood. I was like, I'm sick of this. This is boring. So I went to Bard, and I asked Bard, create a thumbnail of me walking around Williamsburg on July 25th at 10 p.m. on a beautiful 71 degrees. And then I described the guy. I said, short hair with a ginger goatee, wearing clear glasses, and wearing a black t-shirt, black shorts, and black shoes. And so it created an image of a guy, but he made his whole head really red. And I thought it was kind of funny because it sort of looked like me, but it wasn't me. And so I was like, you know what? So I tried to, then I used Midjourney to merge a picture of me with the image, and that didn't quite work. So what I did was I photoshopped my face onto it. So it's my face on an AI generated image of a dude that sort of looked like me, but with extra red hair. And I thought it looked absolutely funny. So instead of putting a thumbnail that was just the neighborhood like I have been doing, which I was getting kind of bored of, I did that image because I just think it's so quirky and weird that people are like, that sort of looks like Sean, but that's not Sean. And like I printed it out, and my son was laughing. He thought it was super hysterical. It's like, you got to put that one on the fridge. And then I showed it to Allison, and she was like, what the fuck is this? This is like your eyes and your face, but not your face. I'm like, yeah, it's a AI image I photoshopped my face onto. It was fun. I like AI as a tool. I think it's so much fun to play with. It's also kind of terrifying at how good it's getting. But yeah, I play with it as much as I can now. Oh, Lars, that would be awesome. I would love to check it out. Here's the thing too, Lars. I know one day with virtual reality, we'll be able to get augmented reality glasses that will translate on the fly. We got the new episode. Translate on the fly foreign language as well that you can read sort of naturally. That's why I like collecting a lot of international stuff, knowing that one day I'll be able to do that. This, I don't know if that's a book or what that is, but it looks really cool. Maybe it's like a 3D art. That's super cool. And we got looks like a Barbie puzzle. Avatar. I like these Super 7 guys. They look cool. I like the little Totoro. I love the little girl and the cat figures. Oh, that Totoro mug is really cute too. Oh, these are cool. Tokyo Revengers looks cool. I love looking at this window. Oh, I love the Rodan too. Wow, that's a fun window. Always have fun with that window. All right, I feel like we're just going in circles now. There's only so far I want to walk at night in the neighborhood where I still feel comfortable. It gets a little wacky in a few places that I don't like to go to. During the day, I can expand a little bit further. Donald sent me another package full of those Ziggy, test sheets or whatever, print sheets. I'll have that for the weekend. Hey, Kevin. I'm slowly building up. I have a few small packages. Oh, I did find the box that was missing that I thought they didn't send to me. I realized it hadn't been delivered yet. So I have one more random eBay purchase of stuff that I think will have more of the cool underground stuff in it, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it's the one with the Destroyer Duck #1. So I have that. So I'm building. I have 3 boxes left over from the collection too. So I'm hoping to have enough stuff to do a 2 or 3 hour comic haul video on Sunday night. I kind of like making Sunday night the comic haul day, because that last stream was so much fun for me. Super fun. All right, I'm gonna loop around a few more times, then I might have to call it quits because I've been at it for 2 hours. And my feet are starting to get a little bit achy. So I think I've hit my good 6 or 7 miles walking. I'm actually shocked that I'm able to walk and talk for 7 hours too, because of my asthma and stuff. Sometimes I feel like my lungs won't keep up for 2 hours, but I seem to be able to do it. You guys have any interesting topics or questions you want me to talk about before I call it quits for the night? And I'm still curious if there's any foil that was before Venom Lethal Protector. I feel like there's got to be something that predated it. I'm trying to think. In Second Life 2, there was an artist that made these really cool statues. I'm trying to remember what his name was. But it got to a point where people were paying hundreds. If not, I think there's one statue that people were paying $1,000 for it. And they weren't copyable. So they were just one-of-a-kind statues. And there would be people that would collect them, and then you would go into their Sims and they would have, 20 or 30 of them out. So, I mean, that sort of reminds me of NFT a little bit. I get it, but like, those are probably not worth anything today. Just, you know why? Because Second Life is kind of dead compared to how it used to be.
Yeah, when I logged into it this morning, it showed 0. I thought you didn't even use it.
Thank you, Tina. Also, I think if NFTs were not just a static image that you could just download and put, in the game or whatever, but like a really intense, let's say like avatar with clothing that's 3-dimensional, that's like maybe like a really highly detailed thing that would be hard to recreate in games, just uploading it, like a full mesh and design. I could kind of see that as kind of collectible. That's something that you could bring with you from game. Like you want to play Mario, but you put in your NFT character. I can kind of see that. I mean, Chris, that happens semi-often. I'll have people come in with stuff that I'm not buying or I don't pay a lot for. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to buy it. And they'll be like, oh, give me a price. I'm like, I mean, maybe 10 cents a piece, $3 for 30 items. And they're like, oh, can you do 200? I'm like, no, I only want to pay $3. I don't want it at all. Oh, but man, it's like, it cost me $300. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't buy it. Because sometimes there'll like be a pile of CDs aren't worth anything anymore. Or I'll have people that will, or I had one guy, here's a good story. I had one guy, it was the day of one of the Black Friday boxes, the one that was the Gamer Groot, Gamer Miles Morales and whatnot. So the guy bought the box, they were $20 retail. He brought it into the shop. And it was one of the loser boxes, not a chase box, but like one of the low end boxes. And he wanted to sell it to me. And so I said, I can give you $25 store credit. Give him $5 for his effort, basically. And he got so mad at me. He's like, oh, but the Groot sold for $50 on eBay. You gotta give me more money than that. And I was like, listen, I can still go to GameStop and buy the box. He's like, no, they're sold out. And I was like, I went to the website and they were still available to order. I said, I could order as many boxes as I want at $20 and get the loser box that he had, most likely, but I'm looking for the chase box because the boxes with the chase are the ones that are worth something. So he's like, yeah, no, I don't want the $25. Then he wrote me literally like a 10-paragraph message about how he supports my channel, or supports the store, and he buys all the time, and how I was really mean and rude to him for only offering $25 for his $20 box. And I was just like, I apologize to him, but there's like, what am I supposed to do in that situation, right? I can't. If I thought it was really generous for me to offer even $25 in store credit, I was just getting it for myself. If I was going to pay for cash for it, I would give him $10. I would give him half value because I need to at least double my money. It wasn't worth $50. It just happens that one person overpaid for it. But just because one person overpaid for something doesn't mean they're all going to sell for that. Lars, in the video description, there's a address for my shop that you can send it, and just, you can, or if you want to talk with me on Instagram, we can talk about it. But yeah, my address is in the video description. Try to make it easier for people to send awesome, amazing things for me to check out. Because everyone loves a gift. I love a good gift. It brings me joy to get some cool, amazing stuff. And I'll read it. Lars, if you send it to me, I'll read it and give you my full review. Trying to think of, and I have a thing too where people come in, they're like, oh, I'm moving, I just need to get rid of this stuff. So I'll put the time into making an offer, and then I add it up. I'm like, I can give you $100. And they're like, oh, I was hoping to get like 300. I'm like, what is it? Did you want full maximum value for your stuff? Or are you just moving, trying to get rid of it? Which one is it? It doesn't really affect my price. No matter what you say, doesn't affect how much I offer. I offer what I feel is fair at the time. So I get that thing. No, that's no, it's an AI image I had created to try to make it look like me, and then I photoshopped my face onto it. It did a pretty good job making that dude that sort of looked like me, but I had to Photoshop my face onto it to make it look cooler. It's me playing around. I'm having fun with AI because it's sort of creative, but it's quick and easy. So it's like the best of both worlds. Trying to think, and there's like a thing that people do a lot often. They will hype their stuff as I'm going through it, but it doesn't really matter. I have eyes. I know what I can sell stuff for. I know what I'm comfortable. Like some stuff I might get $10 for, but if I think it's gonna take me 2 years, I might only offer $1 for it just because of the time it will take to sell it. It's not quick and easy. Whereas if it's something I can sell $10 instantly, I might give $6, like a little bit more than half if I'm gonna flip it real quick. Or if it's something I really, really want for myself that I think is amazing, I might give $8 for it. Just because I feel like, you know, it's cool and I want to pay $8 for it. But however people hype their stuff really does not affect how much I pay for it. It's actually, it makes me pay less usually. Like the more agitating you are when you're trying to sell to me, I'm going to have to pay less for it because it's just not a pleasant experience. Like I have people bring in like a pile of CDs that are scratched, you know, missing covers and stuff. And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's mint condition. Everything's mint condition. My stuff's mint condition. And so it's just like, do I get in an argument with them trying to explain how if a CD is used and it's scratched, it's not mint condition? Like what exactly is mint condition? Or people bring in comic books with big spine ticks and I'll start showing off the spine ticks and like, well, this is about 6.0. And then I show them what 6.0 goes for. I'll give you half that value. And they'll be like, oh man, you're putting all this energy downgrading my comics. And I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to tell you what it's worth in its condition and give you a value. But they're like, yeah, but look at this graded 9.8 that's worth $400 and you only offer me $5. I'm like, yes, because 6.0 it's only like a $10 book. A $10 book, I'll give you $5 or maybe even less. I really don't like to pay half value for anything under $10. No, Eric, I know you're just hanging out and I appreciate you. I think that alone makes me happy. Just letting you know that your background noise while cleaning is awesome. Lars, no worries, no worries. Lars, I want you to have a fun vacation and then, you know, if it takes you a couple weeks to send something, that's okay. It's really, there's never a rush for anything. Just when you can send something amazing, that's amazing to me. Like I appreciate you even thinking about it. And then if you end up not doing it because you're just too stressed with life, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm just happy that you're trying to expand my enjoyment of comics and my knowledge of comics. And I love that. It's not, you know, how many people in life share anymore? I feel like all we get is recommendations from the Amazon algorithm. We don't have people sharing their joy with us, and I love that. It's something I kind of miss. You know, back in the 1990s, that's how you learned about new stuff, right? You're like, hey dude, have you heard this new song? It's awesome. Hey, did you read this comic? It's cool. I feel like we don't get that as much anymore. Lars, did you put an emoji there? Or because for me it says, thank you, Tina, with a bracket, an emoji that says how much we appreciate you, bracket with an M. Did you put an emoji there, or is that just translating the emoji? That's super funny to me. Super funny. Although I could see Tina's emoji. She made a smiley kissy face, which is cute. But yeah, no, Eric, I appreciate all the support you've given to my channels over the years. It's special to me, and it brings me joy. I know how much you enjoy my content. That's, you know, all you guys that enjoy my content and here all the time, whether you're chatting or you're just listening, because I know sometimes you're busy, you can't chat. I'm a lurker. When I go into my favorite channels, I rarely say anything because I'm usually just too busy doing 12 things at once. So I know sometimes it's hard to chat or write things to comment. But all you guys that watch, that don't chat but just watch because you enjoy it, I appreciate you. And then all you guys that do chat, I appreciate you too. And I do enjoy people that ask me questions and stuff because it gives me things to talk about. And the more I have to talk about, the more fun it is. Because sometimes when you're just trying to think of things to talk about, I have no idea what to talk about. I'm going to talk about the bark on the tree, leaf on the ground. Like, Yeah, I don't even know where to begin a conversation sometimes. Hey Eddie, how are you? I'm getting a little bit of a limp now. My foot is getting tired. This is the most walking I've done in a while. I'm so happy it's cool tonight. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get some walking done while it's not as hot, because it's gonna get, I think, up to 87 tomorrow. And then 2 to 3 days from now, it's supposed to get up to 97. I also, I was looking, one of the weather models on Ventesky.com shows a big hurricane coming in about 10 days. But only one of the 3 models shows it. The 2 other models shows it breaking up. But the one model makes it look like a 5-0 slamming into North Carolina in about 10 days. So I'm not 100% sure what the weather's going to bring in the next 2 weeks. A little bit worried about it, but I'm going to just keep an eye on it. I'm the kind of person that worries like a week or 2 out. And then like when I'm right, I'm right. But I'm hoping I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I had to slow down a little bit because I was a little bit burnt out from just like doing videos and having them kind of fail. Like my 101 Amazing Comics video, I thought it turned out really cool looking, but it really did poorly. So it's little stuff like that. Or like this channel stopped growing most of July. I think I only gained 10 subscribers maybe, 20 subscribers maybe. So at that rate, it's going to take me like 3 years to hit 1,000. And taking 3 years to hit 1,000 kind of bummed me out. So it's little stuff like that was kind of burns you out. Because the thing is, if you're putting 10, 12 hours of your energy into something every day, and then it starts kind of failing a little bit, it's kind of hard to keep going. It's hard to have that motivation when you're already putting all the effort you can, and then you start getting less and less of a result. So that's always kind of, that's why I've been kind of, and plus that, and it's been really hot. And the heat, and like I just don't do well in the heat. It just kind of makes me like just fall apart. So now, even now, like my foot hurts a little bit and my legs are kind of wobbly. I'm not in the same shape as it was a month ago. I need to get back to working. Yeah, hopefully the 2 models that show the wind shear breaking up the storm happen, and it doesn't. Because the thing is, 10 days out, it's really not that determinate. So it could be wrong. And even if it's right, it could hit anywhere from Florida up to New York. So who knows? Hurricanes terrify me. I don't want to lose my basement full of comics from a big giant dump of rain. It's like one of my big fears that I deal with. So I freak out. I do have sandbags. I think I have 4 big bags of sand now that I can throw on the drains and block things. And I have one of those little dams I can put across the basement gates and stuff. Oh, Lars, get some sleep. I'm almost done. I'm going. All right, for Lars, so Lars can go to sleep. I'm happy you enjoyed it. You need to go to sleep. But man, I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for just spending all this time with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I cannot wait to do it again. I'm going to try to walk tomorrow night. Hopefully, it's supposed to get really hot during the day, but I think by nighttime it might get down to 78. If it does that, then I should try to do a walk. If not, I might see you in a few days, or maybe I'll just stream sorting in the basement or something. Oh, and for everyone that asked me to do channel memberships, I'll do that on the comic channel. That way I can work on that as well. Okay, appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, good night, Lars. Good night, everyone.